Hey, Mr. What is your name? Uh, Thomas Guilty. Huh? Yes. Uh, you criticize the Gore and Greta Thunberg. Well, there are a lot of people who actually do that. Yes. Particular people who don't think it's necessary to fight against climate change, who deny climate change. Yes. And I am a supporter of that youth organization, you know? And let me take you to a small journey to make you understand. You criticize now, it's cold. I mean, everywhere is winter at the moment. Uh, you notice there is a change, huh? In the winter, it's getting a bit colder, huh? Now I take you to a journey, you know? So follow me, huh? We place ourselves between the sun and the planet Earth. And then I describe something for you, huh? I hope you understand that. I'm German citizen, huh? But I explain that in English for you, huh? Because I like conversation in other languages. You understand? So, now I take you to the journey. You see, imagine, this is our planet Earth, you know? And we sit in the middle, huh? Here you see the equator, huh? Here you see Northern America, Latin America, Africa, huh? Europe. You see all these things, you know? And you know how big this Earth is, huh? What size? How many kilometers? Or when I cut, huh? I mean, this is in each school you can read that, you know? But uh, when you see uh, outside the planet Earth, you know we have an atmosphere, you know? And that atmosphere is closed because outside in the space there's no oxygen. You understand? And when you leave the atmosphere, you don't have oxygen, nothing to breathe, and fucking cold temperatures. Huh? So if you compare the planet Earth and the kilometers or miles of the atmosphere, and outside that atmosphere you can't live. You have minus 270 degrees outside. You understand? Huh? So it means our planet, our atmosphere, it's like we as human beings, we live down on our crust. Huh? But only that size of atmosphere were created once, no matter how many millions or billions of years ago, you know? So, outside our atmosphere we can't breathe. If you climb, let's say we are here at that place, and we climb 8 kilometers up, to the Mount Everest, what is the temperature at the moment? And when you climb up, it's hardly a level where human beings not can survive very long time, you know? And if you leave the atmosphere, it's minus 270 degrees. But now, the question you ask about why it's getting colder, let me explain that for you. We still between the sun and the planet Earth. Now you see this place, Canada. You understand? The last 2 years, 2 years ago, we had wildfire in Canada. Perhaps as an American citizen you also noticed there was smoke, wildfire smoke, also pushed from Canada down to United States. Everywhere smoke. Factories got to close, people stay at home, school were closed. Yes, it happened. And you see, when you consider the atmosphere, the wildfire, which were ongoing fucking 8 months, at the same time also in Mexico, yes, and also places in the United States. Where does the clouds going? Where does they move? Of course, up in the atmosphere. And then the planet is turning around, and the wind is pushing the clouds everywhere. Yes. You heard about that wildfire in California, where was the other place? Yes. Look, now we don't have a wildfire over there. But if you take a look in Australia, heavy wildfire ongoing in Australia at the moment. If you look at the moment to Argentina, to Chile, yes, in January, in February, wildfire started. Where does the clouds going? Circle around, you know? And then we have that fucking NATO countries, including Israel, including Ukraine, Yes. Look, when you look to the Middle East, the Far East, the Near East, what happened there? What happened in Ukraine? What happened in Russia? Yes. The NATO soldiers, they're targeting refineries, petrol facilities, oil facilities. And what happened then, mister? What happened then? We still have the small atmosphere, the small size of atmosphere, Yes, this is plastic. It's burning plastic. They burn plastic. Out of that oil, We usually create paint in colors, we create benzene, petrol, we create hydraulic oil, yes, all the things, and gasoline and diesel for vehicles and the lorries, and they just burn, that fucking plastic. And where does the clothes going? Huh? Where does the clothes going? Huh? Yes. And then, when you look at the planet, what you think? How strong? Huh? When you think our planet Earth? Huh? Yes. When you look in your books, huh? Your school books or university books, huh? Yes. If you if you go up to the Mount Everest and you drill a hole, huh? What you know about our crust, huh? You drill a hole after 47 kilometers. You reach magma. You know? You know what magma is? What that means? Huh? If you go over to the side of Kamchatka, we had an earthquake. Boom. And that earthquakes create tsunami waves, which also will happen in Latin America. Yes. And then later, 3 volcanic detonation at one day. And when you see West Kamchatka, here we live United States, Alaska, and there we have Kamchatka. And 3 volcanic activities at the same time. Huh? Where does the fucking ashes, the fucking clouds, and all the things which are inside the volcanic, when it detonates, where is it going? Huh? Yes, it moves up in the atmosphere. So please don't wonder when the temperatures are getting a little bit colder than the people expect. Huh? But the climate change is still the same, because if you go in the summertime and move the country, like let's say Iran, the capital city of Tehran, in the summertime they have temperatures above 50 degrees. Yes? And Tehran had conflicts the last days, the last weeks, They start fighting. You know why? Because the capital runs out of water. Yes? They have water reservoirs, but the water, the heat, the sun, they swallow it, and they don't have drinking water anymore in the pipes, and they can't use the toilet water anymore. This is a problem. Also, climate change, and if you go back, to the vision of the sun, yes, what we know from the past. When green politician, green organization, climate safe organization say, oh, we have too much ozone up in the sky. That Fluorkohlenwasserstoff. You see that atmosphere, that small atmosphere. When you see Northern America, we had a big hole up here, and another hole was over Europe, yes, ozone. And what happened, huh? When you see, huh? When you see from the sun is shining through that ocean, huh? Through that hole, and the former protection from the atmosphere, which the atmosphere built by themselves, you know, were destroyed. The sun comes straight through, huh? And can create different kind of temperatures in the polar region, you know, because the sun is going straight through that two big holes. And that was a process where the melting was started in the polar region. You understand? So, we got to protect our atmosphere, huh? But the fucking NATO politician, that fucking NATO soldiers, they think it's fun, huh? Yes, look at the rockets, huh? Our Earth, our crust, huh, is broken everywhere. You know, you can go in the water and dive. You see how it's broken, huh? Our whole crust is swimming on that magma, and its skin is thin, you know, 47 kilometers. If you look at the sea level, huh, about 40 kilometers thin. It's like an egg skin. No, even thinner. Yes, like an onion skin. And the fucking NATO soldiers, they smash bombs and rockets bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs. Yes, remember, only 40 kilometers. Or 42 kilometers, 43 kilometers, 44 kilometers if you stand on the ground. Yes? And what happened? Huh? When you hit the rocket, when the rocket hit the stone, huh? Yes. Huh? The Earth is not quiet anymore. Yes? It's always pushing, pushing, and below the crust, what is there? Huh? The liquid magma. Huh? Yes. Huh? And when the magma below the crust is creating, if you drop a stone in the water, you know, you see these rings, huh? These waves, huh? Pushing away from the place where the stone were dropped. The same process is under the crust with the magma. And then, you see, in Northeast Africa, we just had a volcanic detonation of a volcanic who has been quiet for 10,000 years. And without any kind of warning, it detonated. Huh? And if you go to that place, the ash goes from Africa to Pakistan, also to New Delhi, and all the flights were cancelled. Everywhere they have ashes, and if you have ashes in the sky, you can't land or you can't start. You have to wait till everything is clean. But I hope you understand how important it is that we as human beings protect our atmosphere and try to get it back. Huh? Yes, look what happened now in the United States with that heavy storm. Huh? They have winter they never had before. But you got to understand that all these things which human beings are doing wrong, huh? Yes, like 8 months wildfire in Canada, huh? Yes, there is no one fucking soldier who think about the birds, huh? The child of the birds in their homes, in the trees, get burned away. No one lose one tear of that fucking NATO soldiers. And they are proud to organize another maneuver, and 8 months wildfire. 5 months wildfire in Mexico. Yes. And if you don't see this cases, how it sticks together, and how important is that we got to stop the military conflicts everywhere where they started and everywhere where it's happened. Yes, if you look to the Mediterranean Sea at the moment, if you go to Turkey has the most earthquakes on the entire planet in the moment. You know, Turkey, across the border. We also have a lot of earthquake in Iran. Yes, also on the sea level. And that detonation, that volcanic detonation after 10,000 years. Yes, why doesn't it show the soldiers what the soldiers are doing? If you go if you leave Turkey, cross to Greece, also Greece, so many daily earthquakes, and the scientists think that there is a supervolcanic, underwater supervolcanic, who perhaps might create strange things, you know. And if you go then further to Italy, yes, perhaps the Vesuve, or even bigger, yes. If you look Campi Flegrei, look at that place. What's ongoing there, close to Nepal, yes. And if that's going to detonate, we don't know, we don't know. But we know that the bombs, always create waves, and the waves of the magma, spreading, and looking for places can detonate. I think the next one going to be the Vesuve. I hope not one of the other both. But when that happened, we got nothing to laugh anymore. That's for sure. And the last detonation of Vesuve was 1944. Perhaps also too many bombs on our onion skin. We don't know. But we got to stop that fucking NATO politician, that fucking NATO soldiers who destroy our life.